I came to this project through Jim's company, That's Wonderful, and read the beautiful script by Daniel Pearl, and was fortunate enough to be brought on to co-parent a kid like Jake with them. Claire and Jim were attached when I came on, and I met with them both, and then we went to Octavia. I remember when I got the call that you came on, I pulled over, and I was like, what? And
did you do like, yes?
I did.
We all did. I got an email from her, and all it said was, I'm in.
Our dream cast said yes. And everybody in it for the reasons that you want them to come onto, which is that they...
Swag.
The swag. Exactly.
It all happened very fast once it started happening.
We were like
It wasn't going to happen for like a long time, and then bam, like a
bam.
week before everything's a go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Get your plane tickets. Time to travel.
It's very rare to read a piece of writing that is so arresting and so kind of complete and exciting. It had been a play, and so it had had a robust life in another form. These characters were so vivid and so immediately relatable. And the wonderful thing about this story is that it's surprisingly inclusive and universal.
Yeah.
So yes, this child is maybe, going to be other or something, but who isn't? And it's scary to raise a person and and kind of imagine that they might encounter challenge in their life, in the world. And I loved how all of the characters were reacting to this, event in a way that made them kind of reflect on themselves and explore their identities. And I just thought it was really smart and really, really feeling and very compassionate.
I never pick roles. I pick projects that resonate with me and deal with real world issues or something, that will illuminate something and allow people a moment of escapism or perhaps enlightenment. And I was really taken with the idea that this is occurring in so many families and they don't know what to do. And we hadn't seen it explored on film, and it was so beautifully articulated. You want to be put out work or artwork that will somehow influence people to have conversations. And I learned a lot in playing this character. And I think, I love the way it explored parenthood, even though I'm not a parent. And I love that Jake is happy. He's the one person who's not conflicted.
I came on board like one of the last people to come on board. And then I read the story, and it's topical, it's relevant, and it's something everyone's scared of. People are afraid of using the wrong terms or offending someone or not knowing what is right or what is wrong. And what I love about this movie is it doesn't tell you that. It doesn't tell you this is the right way of doing it, this is the right way of treating gender issues. It just gives you a perspective, and it allows the parents, which is Alex and Greg's characters, to be afraid. It allows them to say the things that are not allowed to be said, and that was what was beautiful about this movie. I just knew that I had to be a part of, supporting this incredible endeavor.
It is different. It is a unique situation, but so is everything about growing up. So is every aspect of being a child, and the way that they all deal with it, they could be dealing with anything, and it gives permission to fumble. It gives permission to mess up the words and mess up the decisions, and know that you can correct. We're all humans. We're all malleable in our own ways. Just keep caring and keep trying and keep talking.
Everybody in the story is well-intentioned and loving and earnest, and they're scared or overwhelmed or a little disoriented or something, but they all really mean well.
Yeah,
they want what's best
for Jake.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a parent, I understand all of these roles. I feel. I mean, as a very out trans person, I understand this sort of construct and these roles and these things that I don't think anyone escapes from. And certainly in the movie, everyone's trying to figure out how to be a parent, a teacher, a mother, all these different roles that we're just trying to get right and there's no right. And I love stories that explore, saying the wrong thing but doing the right thing, and that messiness, that permission to fail, to make mistakes, and humanize sort of these stories that otherwise get kind of explained.
Octavia has a line towards the end of the film where she says it's never going to be easy to see people for who they really are, just kind of in general, but especially when it's somebody that you love, then it's really hard to get perspective, and I think that's in triplicate with your own offspring, especially when you've been allowed to be in the cocoon of your own house for so long, for all intents and purposes, and here we are at the breakout age of 4 going into 5 of kindergarten with this human being, and suddenly the world's offering their opinions of this child, and you're like, he's what, huh? Right. You see what?
It's true, it's like an exit of Eden.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Everybody.
Welcome to the world.
Reading and seeing the struggle of the parents and how to deal with this new information. It's new information to them, and yet they've been dealing with this child his entire life. So to see someone else bring information to you, they start questioning themselves, and I hope that for families going through whatever it is with their children, that it can be a jumping off point to have very needed discussions, and providing the safest place possible for your kids, whatever they're going through.
We can all have like the leftist, right, we can left, right, whatever, but I think the goal for me with this film is that it's not either or. It's when we can't control out here in the world, what we try to control is in the home, and often that can be the wrong thing. And it's easy to say, but a much harder thing to do. And I feel that, and I work with youth that still deal with that in terms of like their families and not accepting it. So to follow your politics can be a slippery slope, and when it comes down to like feeling like you need to protect somebody, and so I think that makes it a more universal story to me, because it's not positioning, it's just sort of looking.